The 124th Constitution Amendment Bill 2019, which aims to expand the scope of reservation, was introduced in Parliament today. These are the key highlights of what the bill proposes. It wants to add an additional clause in Article 15 and 16 of the Constitution. One deals with reservation in jobs and the other deals with reservation in education. The new Clause 6 of Article 15 seeks to add a provision for reservation of up to 10% for economically weaker sections in educational institutions, including private institutions, whether they are aided or unaided. The only exception to this is minority institutions. Remember, here individual state governments can decide how much is the extent of reservation because it is up to 10%. Could be lower, but definitely not higher. The next key addition is Clause 6 to Article 16, which deals with reservation in government jobs. Here, the new Clause 6 seeks to add provision for reservation of government jobs up to 10%, again for economically weaker sections. This, of course, is over and above the existing reservation quota of 50%. And here is the most important part of the bill. How do you decide which is an economic weaker section? What is the criteria? Well, here the bill says economically weaker sections shall be such as may be notified by the state from time to time on the basis of family income and other indicators of economic disadvantage. It's a broad enough definition, so states and centers can decide on their own what the criteria is. It's also vague enough to suit any purpose. It could be family income or any other indicator of economic disadvantage. So to recap, number one, caste does not feature in the bill. So these are the important highlights. So any community can be given reservation on economic parameters, excluding those that are already reserved. Secondly, there is no criteria for economically weaker sections defined. It's broad enough to leave it to individual states. Perhaps one of the reasons why even opposition parties cannot find the words to say they do not support this bill. Number three, which is another important one, reservation in private educational institutions has also been included, and this is aided and unaided institutions for the additional 10%. And of course, this additional reservation of up to 10% will not impact existing reservations. This is the bill as of now. Of course, it has to cross a number of hurdles, including parliamentary ones and those in court.